Hey, 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 all you football fans. Welcome back to another episode of Football Talk with Hawk. I'm Hawk, and here we go. After a very interesting divisional round weekend, our AFC and NFC championship games are set. I went 3 for 4 in the picks, and honestly, no lie, I knew that fourth one wasn't going to go when the other three went exactly the way I thought. There had to be one. There had to be one. So let's open up. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're on Spotify, thank you for listening. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. I deeply appreciate it. All right. So the main game of the week has become Brady versus Manning 2.0. Buffalo was home for the first time in this series. The Chiefs, who are questionable at best at certain key positions, were on the road in the playoffs for the first time. What happened in the game? I went back and I watched different parts of this game because I wanted to find out what really took place. Now, I have said this before, and unfortunately, I'm going to say it again. Sean McDermott needs to do better. Anybody who is blaming Josh Allen did not watch the game. I know they're all trying to point to that missed throw in the end zone. I know. The receiver's route, he actually ran a little bit higher than he needed to. When you watch the tape, his route was supposed to cut faster, and it didn't. You don't start your cut once you get to the end zone line. He was halfway through the end zone cutting. Like it was the cut was off for the receiver. Diggs dropped a huge pass up the sideline. But what I really want to focus on is the fact that at the end of the day, the healthier team won. And yeah, health matters. By the time it came around, Josh Allen didn't have Khalil Shakir, Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis. He had Stephon Diggs, James Cook, and Kincaid. And Kansas City basically toned in on Diggs, and Diggs is not Cooper Kupp. He's not. In fact, I'm not sure that he's playing worth his contract right now. They need him to be there. But he has become a diva at the receiver position, not making the big catches like he needs to. The game itself showed two things. Sean McDermott continually gets outcoached. Continually. Another spot where a Kansas City Chiefs team that have very suspect receivers, never, ever let up a sack. Now, I know they were down their safety, Taylor Rapp, big hit, big loss. Matt Milano, big loss. But Sean McDermott could not get his line to be able to sack Patrick Mahomes with a right tackle that's one of the worst in the league. No sacks. You've got Von Miller, Greg Rousseau. Give me a break. You can't take advantage of that offensive line? Yeah, the center guards are solid. The tackles are weak. And you couldn't make it matter. Defensively, I don't know if Sean McDermott is one of the top 5 defensive minds in the NFL. I actually don't think he is. Josh Allen kept that game where it needed to be. He outrushed James Cook. He didn't have the turnovers. Yeah, I know about that fumble late. They recovered. And you had to go for it. You were down. You got to go for it. The bigger issue is the fact that the defense could not stop him. Yeah, Tyler Bass missed the kick. It didn't look good off his foot at all. It wasn't a particularly long kick. No. The wind wasn't really howling at that time. No. He just missed it. And I know Chiefs fans are out there going, that's all right. We would have gotten the ball back and gone down the field anyway. Listen, I'm inclined to agree with you. But then we'd still be talking, or I would still be saying the same thing. Sean McDermott's defense. You let up 27 points at home in the playoffs against a team that scored 26 in their own stadium at home against a defense that had people that were on their freaking couch the week before. You knew it was Kelsey and Rice. You knew it was Pacheco, and you couldn't stop it. They turn the ball over on downs down there. What happens? 2 rushes, they get a first down. The timeouts are worthless. 2 running plays. 2. They got the first down to be able to ice the game. So, yeah, am I inclined to agree with Chiefs fans that Mahomes would have gotten Butker in at least position to win the game? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because McDermott has shown he cannot coach on the big stage. Josh Allen needs a better defensive coach. Maybe McDermott needs to let go. Let go. And really bring in one of these other minds on the outside with a 43 defense and see what he can do with it. You got guys. You've got guys that can play. You've got guys that are good. Everybody was asking today, is Buffalo's title window closed? Are you kidding me? They have Josh Allen. Buffalo's title window isn't closed any more than Kansas City's isn't closed. Some changes need to happen. Yeah. You need to bring in another coordinator that can be like Brian Dable, that can really get this offense into a situation where they can win when there's backups. Joe Brady kind of got out coached with some of the play calling, not going to lie. He didn't have a lot of weapons. They were becoming very Diggs dependent, and basically Kansas City was bracket zone covering with 3 cover players on Diggs. So yeah, any of those statements are true. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna argue. Not a chance. So some changes need to be made in Buffalo. Do I think McDermott needs to be fired? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he needs to relinquish play calling duties. The teams that he has never had a team like McCarthy. He has never been the coach of a team in a big game where they legitimately were just not ready to play. That's never been the case. It's during the game coaching that McDermott gets outdone. So for Buffalo, yes, it was a heartbreaking loss. But come on, we couldn't have 2 good Cinderella stories coming into this. Josh Allen is the guy you want leading your team. Classy, respectful, integrity. He went over to Tyler Bass, and he was the one that carried him off the field. He's the one that put his arm around him. I don't know how many of you have seen the audio clip of the exchange between Kelsey and Allen. Kelsey was 100% right. His statement to Allen was accurate. He told Allen, the fact that you are here is amazing enough. You guys shouldn't have even been here. It's amazing. Yeah, they were 10th in the playoff race. 10th after that loss to Denver. It looked bad. And you know what? Sometimes you run out of steam. Sometimes you run out of the fight when you've got that many injuries. You were decimated everywhere. People are going to say injuries are part of the game. Yeah, but you know what? It still matters. Injuries may be a part of the game, but the skill level drops off dramatically. Buffalo's fine. In fact, I'd say they're really good because they got James Cook as their running back. He's not going to go anywhere. Gabe Davis is a free agent. That's fine. Where they're drafting, they'll be able to draft another rookie wide receiver if they want to. I would really use free agency for the offensive line or trade pieces, one of the two. But at the end of the day, Buffalo's going to be there no matter what New England does, no matter what checkbook drawn Mayo gets crafted, be able to pull out, no matter what happens. The Bills are the team in the AFC East. Their title window isn't done. It's just a stacked AFC. Give the Texans another year. They'll be able to win on the road. They won't be as young. They'll be able to win on the road. The Chiefs are paying Mahomes more than the Bills are paying Allen. Von Miller is going to need to give money back. He's not worth the money. They will need to find some money. They will need to get creative, but you can get there. The Lions are proving it. The secondary is not that great in Detroit. The line is. And Aaron Glenn has got that team spot on playing in Detroit. All right, for Kansas City, you got lucky. I know your fans don't want to hear it. I know most of them don't want to hear it. I get it. You got lucky. You outcoached Buffalo. Andy Reid outcoached Sean McDermott. Josh Allen still almost beat you by himself. He is not afraid. I hope they're able to figure it out. Kansas City needs to stay relevant, but they're going to have an even tougher time. Harbaugh's got another interview with the Chargers. I would not let him leave the building. I would not let him leave the building at all. I would sign him to a $20 million a year contract the minute that you get in the middle of that interview. Period. Do not let him leave the building. So the Chiefs are going to be fine. I still think they're going to. I think they're going to get roasted by Baltimore. Baltimore's on another level. That is obvious. So we'll see what happens in the AFC Championship game. But kudos to the Chiefs. They did their job. Patrick Mahomes wasn't sacked. They ran the ball well. And, Kelsey scored the touchdown. I know it's the rave of the internet right now. So to the Chiefs, you did your job, and you did well. Good, well done. But you got lucky because Josh Allen was out to beat you, and he was going to beat you by himself. His supporting cast really just failed him. All right, next game, we'll go to Detroit. Why not? Detroit did not win by only 8 points over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay never felt like they were in that game. Detroit came out. They came out hot. Now, they are another team. They've only been at home. They're a great home team. Not as good on the road. But it's been said for years, a running game and defense travels in the playoffs. Well, they got the running game and they got the defense. Now, Deebo Samuel is 50-50 for this Lions game. If Deebo Samuel is out, there is a chance for Detroit. There definitely is a chance for Detroit. Ray McLeod and Juwan Jennings are not Deebo Samuel. They're not. Truthfully, I really like this matchup when it comes to the line of scrimmage. Chase Young, Bosa, the Lions just signed Zach Ertz. He's ready to play. Honestly, the game's going to be, without Samuel, don't count the Lions out. But in that game against the Buccaneers on Sunday, They weren't going to be beat. And I know Packer fans are excited about the future. You can be excited about second place. And Bears fans, sorry, you're going to be in the tank. You've got Matt Eberflus as your coach. You did not sign Cliff Kingsbury to be your offensive coordinator, which I think is one of the biggest mistakes. If you're going to draft Caleb Williams, he would have been the guy to pick. I'm sorry, he would have been the guy to sign. I do not understand at all what they're doing. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me. They should have signed Kingsbury if they're going after Caleb Williams. But neither here nor there. The Vikings will be better again. I still think they have Cousins, which means it's going to be the Packers and Vikings fighting for second place. Packers are young. They don't have to pay everybody yet, so that will be the advantage. But the Lions are going to be the class of the NFC, pending how many people they lose. Dan Campbell could lose both of his coordinators, and then this team next year takes a big step back. That's possible. Ben Johnson has called fantastic games all year long. Fantastic games. But the reality is, this Lions team is built to win a lot. So, Detroit, welcome to the Division Winners Club. I hope you put them in the I hope you put more in the rafters the next 4 years, because it is a fun team to root for. The organization has righted itself. They've really dug down. They are much smarter. They're not playing stupid games. And the Detroit fans are finally being rewarded, and it is awesome to see. For the Buccaneers and Todd Bowles, they were playing with house money. I mean, they beat a Philly team that has basically collapsed. And they didn't get, I mean, they never were really close. It was kind of like the Steelers and Bills game the previous week. Just, they were never going to win. I never thought they were going to win. And, you know, that's just how it ends up working out. So, I mean, so what? They want Mayfield back. They want Evans back. And I think if they want to be relevant moving forward, they do need to have both of them. Honestly, I give both of them a 3-year deal. Keep them together. I would give both of them a 3-year deal. I mean, kudos. They've got a team. Tampa's got a team. I mean, they're not that strong. They got a lot of holes in different areas on that team. But they do have a team that can play. All right. The next game. The Saturday night game that was in a basic monsoon, where for whatever reason the 49er defense could not get their footing at all until later in the game. It was interesting in this game. Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan. It was interesting in this game to watch the way that both coaches countered the new attack styles from the defense. For Green Bay, doing zone tosses where you were using receivers to block Bosa and Young, that was huge. That was huge. Now, I did say in my preview that I thought Love was going to back off. I didn't think he was going to go bad, but I thought he was going to back off. When it came down to it, Love just isn't ready for that yet. And Greenlaw, Fred Warner, they're ready for it. I know the whole scripted thing is out there because of the colors for the Super Bowl. Listen, I think they do this. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. It's not scripted. You want to know how I know? Because the 49ers were the ones getting the penalties. The 49ers were the ones with the penalties. The game was clean. It was wet. It was gross to play in. No one team had any advantage. Weather is the ultimate nullifier. Weather can nullify skill. And then when Samuel went out, it took the 49er offense a while to get back on it. It took them a while. But eventually, the better team with more skill, more experience, beat the younger team that's just playing their hearts out. And for the Green Bay Packer team, they did their job. They made the playoffs as a 7th seed. They won a playoff game on the road. Well done. Well, that's what you needed to do. Period. All right. The last game. Ravens versus Texans. So here is what I don't want to spend too much time on this game. Reason for that is the Texans were playing with house money. Nobody thought they would be there. The first half was close, and the better team made the second half adjustments at home. And just the brakes came off, and they went after them. Prototypical Baltimore style. They beat them. They just beat them. I love the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. Period. I don't think the Bills would beat them either. I love Bill. I love Buffalo. I don't think the Bills would have beat them either. Baltimore is on a different level. They are healthier than they've ever been before. They got out of that game against Houston very, very healthy. And I think this team is primed. They're ready. And Lamar Jackson's hungry. And I think they are the team to beat. They're so hard to beat. So hard to control. That defense is second to basically none. I mean, that's what it is. That is what it is. So we'll go over the championship game previews, obviously later on in the week. But I want to get to some head coaching news. So I already mentioned Harbaugh is back for his interview with the Chargers. Now, teams can sign coaches now. The teams can sign coaches now. There have been plenty of interviews done. Teams can sign coaches. Look for this week to ramp up. I thought it was going to ramp up today. It did not. Harbaugh has a second interview with the Chargers. I don't let him walk out of the building. Belichick, if I'm Arthur Blank, I'm hiring Belichick tomorrow. Washington is being sneaky. Not really sure how a lot of things are going to play out. The one that is evidently finalized that I had, that I was reading about, is Brian Callahan to the Tennessee Titans. You know, if it works, I'll be wrong, and so will have a lot of other people. I don't see it. I don't see what he's doing. I don't see what the organization's doing. I don't see why Titans fans should be excited about this. I wouldn't be. There are a lot better offensive coordinators than Brian Callahan. Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, Bobby Slowick in Houston, Canales in Tampa Bay. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? You've got Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Eric Bieniemy, Ron Rivera, who is currently interviewing to be the Eagles' defensive coordinator. What are you doing? This is a weird move by Tennessee. I don't know what it is. It really looks like they just want to take a deep breath for a year without having somebody as big as Vrabel in the building. Really, that's what it looks like to me. It's what it looks like. That's simple. So, coaching news should ramp up. If Callahan is the coach of the Titans, oh well. Like right now, that's kind of how I'm looking at this because I don't know what the goal is here. I just don't. It doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look good to me. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right, guys. Shorter episode today. I got some fun episodes planned throughout the week. I've noticed what you guys like sharing and like interacting with. So I'm excited about it. I got a couple different topics this week we're going to do. A couple of fun episodes that'll be coming out. But as far as this one, that is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening, no matter whether you're on Spotify or on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm not going to give you what we're doing. You're just going to have to find out. But guys, this has been Football Talk with Hawk. I'm Hawk, and I'm out.